What's going on YouTube? It's Tempest CFV here. I was hoping this video would be a little better quality, but I guess it's kind of what it is. Lighting in here is kind of terrible. But that's not really the point. The point is I'm here to talk about well, I'm mainly here to talk about invaders and what you can do to fix your decks, kind of. Basically, I was playing with a friend, and he was using some card choices that I kind of like didn't agree with initially, but I started playing with them, and what ended up happening was it actually helped out a lot, more than I thought it would. Let me try and explain what I'm talking about here. So, like, my friend was playing Chaos Breaker Dragon, and he was playing two cards that were really surprising to me. He was playing this guy, Black Ring Chain Pleiades, as his starter, and he was playing one copy of this card, Asteroid Belt Lady Gunner. I don't know if you can read her effects. So what Pleiades does is, if you haven't already read its effect, you can counterblast one, put it into your soul, and then check the top 5 cards for grade 3 and add it to your hand, right? So the point of Chaos Breaker Dragon is, wow, that was really weird. Okay, so the point of Chaos Breaker Dragon is you want to be able to break ride your Infinite Zero Dragon so you can like get your pluses off faster, basically, right? Because you want to be able to lock their stuff and then retire with Chaos Breaker and draw more cards, right? So having this card as a starter as opposed to something like Dusttail Unicorn, the Dusttail lets you get that one free lock. But with this card, you're banking on getting that second or even third break ride to lock 2 more times in the game. So this card ends up being better overall because you're going to be able to hit the grade 3 you need pretty quickly. And the reason you play this card, a Lady Gunner, read her effect really fast. Her effect is choose a card from your hand and discard it. When this unit's attack hits during the battle that it boosted a Link Joker, you may pay the cost if you do draw one card. So this card lets you discard a card and draw when you boost an attack that hits. Now, why might that be a good thing? Well, let's see. The thing with Chaos Breaker Dragon is it's got its own personal booster, so it's actually not a bad rearguard card to have. But if you're not going to play the personal booster, playing something like this is actually very helpful. Normally when you play Chaos Breaker, you want to go Break Ride Infinite Zero, Break Ride Infinite Zero, Break Ride Infinite Zero again if you can, and then play that Chaos Breaker Dragon, right? Well, what are you going to do with those extra copies of Chaos Breaker Dragon, right? You can call them the Rearguard Circle, like I said, but like if you have Radons and Niobiums in your deck, they're going to be doing the exact same thing. So this card, what you can do instead is you can actually discard extra cards that you don't need, and then hope that you draw like more of the break ride, right? So this card's actually really helpful early game, especially because you can discard like extra, I don't know, like maybe neons that you have, or extra triggers you don't need, and then just draw more cards so you can hopefully get for the double break ride, right? Because that's the thing a lot of people don't understand is that even though Chaos Breaker Dragon is great on his own, the break ride is what really makes him, you know, super good. So this is what I initially started looking at with the Link Joker thing, like I said, right? And then this is what I do with Dimension Police. I'm also playing the Dimension Police Check 3 starter, and I'm also playing the Dimension Police Drop and Draw. This is Magical Police Quilt. You can find her in Booster Set 5, the set with The End and Majesty Lord. So you got the same thing going on. You know, one's a grade 3 checker, one looks for a drop and draw, right? I'm gonna post a deck profile of this new Dimension Police deck I'm doing. Basically, I wanted to weaponize Enigmen because Enigmen are doing shit right now, so I wanted to weaponize them. I got like 4 of the break rides, right? And so for consistency, I was like, damn, what can I do to, you know, get rid of these extra copies of, you know, Enigmen in my hand? Because you only need 1 Enigmen card per game, and you can like discard extras for like with your grade 1s, right? But you know, there's still gonna be extras, right? Double break ride, I mean, you know. So the other thing is with that deck, I have like Mikas and a lot of them, and they're a really key part of the draw engine to that deck. So having something like this to get rid of my extra like ride chain pieces to help me look for Mika, and then double break ride even to help put that pressure in is just really helpful. And same with this guy. Not necessarily an Enigman. I'm actually playing Enigman ride chain, so I forgot I'm not actually playing him in my Enigman deck. I'm playing him in my Dayusha deck, which is basically the same as the Enigma deck, but it's got Dayusha instead, so it's more offensive instead of defensive. That's got the next verbal support. So, but you know, point point being, searching for that grade 3 is a lot more helpful than you'd expect it to be. So. Now, this isn't the only deck you can do, obviously. There's a lot of other decks that have these cards, that grade 1 drop and draw, and grade 0 check top 3 for grade 3, right? So for Grand Blue, if you're playing like Stand Blue or anything that's running like 8 grade 3s and like 4 of the break card, right? I personally am a fan of running Peter the Ghosty because he's always going to be a guaranteed 1-for-1. And then there's all these other people that are like, oh, play Captain Night Kid, because if you're playing with a certain grade 3, like the lineup that I have, I like milling more than actually dropping cards. So, like I got the Ruined Shades, and I got the Evil Shades, and I got Peter the Ghosty to help me mill, right? But with other lineups, like a lot of people don't play Ruined Shade because she mills too much, right? So those people will play Captain Night Kid instead, because they want to cycle through their cards, right, and get the pluses faster. What you can actually do is play this guy, this Skeleton Assault Troops Captain, and he lets you search for grade 3 when he does this thing. Put him into soul and you search for grade 3, right? So that you get a second or third break ride, and this guy's actually a lot more helpful back when Cositis is still around, because you wanted to keep rewriting Cositis if you could. So search for that double Night Mist, because Night Mist is like the Grand Blue play. Like you get a free +2 for that turn. Even more if it's like a Banshee that you're bringing back. So get that. And then King Seahorse is another one of those drop and draw cards. And he's a promo. He came out in the very first promo pack, so he may be hard to find, but you only really need like 1 or 2 of them. You only need like 4 of them, so yeah. But the thing with Grand Blue is, especially with this card, you can actually discard extra cards you get like stuck in your hand, like a Banshee or something. Like if you have this and a Banshee in hand, call this and then put pressure in, and then when you finally hit, discard the Banshee and draw. Then you have the Banshee in your drop zone for break ride. So this card I think is really helpful in Grand Blue, right? Also, if you have playing like cross ride decks, like if you have extra, because with the cross ride deck, once you have that grade 3 and then you have the reverse on top of it, that's it. You don't need any more grade 3s. I mean, you can call the extra reverses to rear guard, but you don't need them anymore. So you can just use him, drop your extras, draw more grade 2s, draw more grade 1s that you might need, for perfect cards. And this same logic can be applied to the Great Ancient decks as well. We have Hulu Capybara is our drop and draw, and our grade 1 Searcher's Acorn Master. So this is also an option if you're playing the break ride, like more specifically like a Polaris or School Dominator build with the break ride. With the cross ride, you can usually get away with running the Blackboard Parrot. This card is by no means a bad choice because you can still switch to your break ride. Like I said before with the cross riding, this card, discard your extra cross rides. Normally you can call in break ride circle, but especially with Great Ancient, like with Grand Blue, it's whatever, right? Well, with Great Ancient, you're gonna have a Tiger, you're gonna have a Compass Lion or a Lamp Camel. You're gonna have some grade 1s, right? There's like no point in running putting the reverse unit on rear guard circle, excuse me, when you have Compass Lion, which is an 11k interceptor. That's amazing, right? There's no point in doing that. So discard your extra cross rides with this, and then draw more cards. Search for the perfect card. Search for another break ride if you need to. So I'm actually thinking about putting this card in. Haven't really decided yet because I think that Stamped Sea Otter might be more helpful. But like I said, these are all options. So recap, right? Lots of clans have these cards. Grade 3 Searchers and grade 1 drop and draws, right? They're very good cards if you're playing break rides because it can help you cycle through your deck a lot easier. If you have the space for them, it's actually worth to try and gamble with the grade 3 Searchers sometimes. With these cards, if you have space for them, maybe tech 1 or 2 in. I think they can be helpful in the long run. That's just me, personal preference. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna have a bunch of profiles up tonight and later this week, hopefully. I may or may not actually be using these combos a lot because a lot of the decks that I have are actually cross ride variants instead of break ride variants. So these are very good options. Like I said, they're just options, and not a lot of people actually know about them, which is why I'm trying to get them out, into the light so you can see, right? So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.